Well, the Oilers have made two deals. In one, Chris Wideman and a third-round pick to the Florida Panthers for Alex Petrovic. So Wideman's recent play, which has looked bad, noticed by Peter Chiarelli, and he made the move. And a third-rounder going to Florida, And then this one's really, really weird. So Connor McDavid has a history with Brandon Manning, right? And they mention it even in the article where they talk about it. Manning hurts McDavid in 2015. There's arguments about whether it was intentional or wasn't intentional. And then in their next game against one another, Manning admits to McDavid directly, yeah, I hurt you on purpose, which led to all these shenanigans between him and the Oilers. And yeah, it's really weird to think they're going to be on the same team now. Drake Caggiula and Jason Garrison are going to the Chicago Blackhawks in exchange for Brandon Manning and Robin Norell. And I had to look up Norell. Norell's playing for Djurgården in Sweden right now. And he was with Rockford last year. He's a defenseman. He's 23. It's obvious that the Oilers realize that they're failing and that the new coach has said these are the guys you wanted out. So obviously he wanted Caggiula out. I guess Manning is a guy that he had his eye on, or a guy that Chiarelli had his eye on. I don't see it, okay? Manning signed a 2-year, $4.5 million deal with the Blackhawks this past summer, and I didn't understand it because Philadelphia, a team that has good young defense, but definitely if Manning was a really solid defenseman, they would have kept him. I was really surprised Chicago paid as much as they did for him. I'm wearing a Hawks jersey because I feel like the Hawks kind of made out the best today. Petrovic will help on that blue line for the Oilers. I don't know that Manning will. I know that with Manning, they're likely looking for that physical side on the blue line, but you have that with Nurse. You have that up front in spades. And they trade out Caggiula, a guy with 7 goals, 4 assists. He goes to Chicago. He'll help them with their forward depth. And they gave up Manning, a guy who a lot of Chicago fans probably are going to be glad to see go, much like Flyers fans weren't upset to see him go either. Chiarelli is I think starting to realize that this is the season the Oilers have to make the playoffs, or else he could find himself out of work. You fire your coach, right? You get a coach, you get to fire a coach. That's something that all GMs go through, and now he has to fix things. Getting rid of Wideman for Petrovic, I think, is a good move. Throwing in a third-round draft pick, some risk there, because those draft picks can come back and bite you. Take it from a guy who cheers for Vancouver. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens if Petrovic and Manning are able to help shore up that blue line or not. But losing Caggiula, I think that hurts. And I think for a Chicago team that looks like they might be on the verge of something, Caggiula has the ability to score. He's been frustratingly inconsistent for the Oilers. He does have 7 goals this year. As I remember, he scored 4 or 5 of them in a short period of time. And then there's these long droughts in between. Now, if going to Chicago, he ends up paired up with one of their better offensive forwards, he can get going. And I'll be very interested to see what happens here, because Chiarelli, with these 2 deals today, is trying to reformat the blue line, it would seem. And I'm imagining, anyways, that this is Ken Hitchcock saying, yeah, we really need to fix this blue line. You need to get in some more NHL-ready guys. And Garrison clearly wasn't part of that plan. In Jason Garrison, what Chicago's getting is a guy who has been a goal-scoring defenseman, is no longer a goal-scoring defenseman, more of a number 7 guy, so sort of what they're losing in Manning. And Wideman going to Florida, it's a weird one, but again, Petrovic going to Edmonton, there may still be enough upside there that Edmonton can get something out of him, but it'll be very interesting to see what they do. Let me know what you guys think about these 2 deals. If you're a fan of the Hawks, let me know how you feel about Manning going. And for fans in the Pacific Division, it's like, oh, great, Manning's in our division. Awesome. And whether he is as dirty as those of us feel he may be due to the incidents we've seen, or if those are just the few and far between, it'll be interesting to see how he does in games against Calgary and LA and the big rivalry games for the Oilers. Look, the Oilers can't afford to lose many more games, or they're going to be on the clock for one of the top draft picks again, and they really can't afford that. So let me know what you guys think. And as a final question, I know Connor McDavid's going to come out publicly and say it's all water under the bridge. Is it? Is it water under the bridge? And will anybody in that Edmonton locker room, when Manning comes in and puts on an Oilers jersey, say a word to him? Or are McDavid and Manning going to have a good laugh about it, go out for a beer, and it's all forgotten because they're teammates now? That's what interests me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. And again, I'm slightly giving an edge on this to Chicago because I like Caggiula. I think in the right circumstances, I think he could flourish. And a move to Chicago may very well help him. So let me know your thoughts as always. And I'll talk to you again soon.